Hi, everyone, and welcome back to some new episodes of Sisters in Service. For those of you that know me, you know why I do this, because I want to tell those stories of active duty women and women veterans, and to tell their story, you know, the good, the bad, and the ugly of what happened to them in service and after service. But these women are also doing some amazing things in their life after service. I also like to highlight these women who are business owners, they're entrepreneurs, they're bosses in their business. So I hope you'll continue to listen and let your friends know and let me know how this lands with you, because it's really important for me that you guys understand what I do, why I do it, and why I continue to do it. So here's the first episode. This episode is being sponsored by Small Space Pilates. Are you ready to get fit and fabulous from the comfort of your own home? Look no further than Small Space Pilates. With live online Pilates and weight training classes, a video library, and a no perfection allowed policy, you can achieve your fitness goals without ever leaving your house. Visit smallspacepilates.com for your complimentary session and start your journey to feeling fabulous today. Welcome, Sisters in Service, to another episode, our latest episode. You know me, I'm 𝗘𝗔𝗦𝗬, and my guest today is Tabitha Donnell. She's an Air Force veteran, communications manager at ACP, also known as American Corporate Partners. She's a digital marketing strategist who helps entrepreneurs connect the dots between you and your audience, and she's also the founder of Novaya Solutions. So, Tabitha, welcome.
Hi, welcome. Hi, Kat. How are you? Happy to be here.
I'm good.
It's been a long day, Kat. It's been a long day.
It's been a long day. It's been a long week, but especially since it's been so hot everywhere.
Yes.
You know, it's
we
just
had a really bad storm, so it's hot storm. It doesn't make any sense.
The humidity is, anyway, we could go on and on, but
Right.
It's hot everywhere. So people are like, oh, it's hot there? Oh, I'm sorry. We're like, no, you're hot too.
Right.
And the only reason I say that is because when I was in the military, because I'm an Air Force veteran too, I was stationed in Maine, okay? Caribou, Maine.
Wow.
Which is, you could throw a rock over to the Canadian border. And I remember my birthday's late June, like mid-June. And I remember at one point they were saying they didn't think the lakes were going to be unfrozen for fishing.
Wow.
And then this past week, I heard that they reached 91 degrees. I'm sorry, I don't mean to laugh. So y'all from Maine, I get it. But it must be a rude awakening. I know.
Wow.
So just say it. It's hot everywhere.
It's everywhere.
Yeah.
Wow. I didn't even know it got to 91 degrees in Maine.
Yeah, right?
I didn't know that was a thing.
I didn't think they got in the 80s. I think they were like mid 70s, 78 maybe, but 91. Ooh,
wow.
Yeah. Anyway, I guess we should get started, huh?
Yes. Since I welcomed you to my own podcast.
All right, Tabitha. So I always ask my veterans this question. Did you pick the Air Force or did the Air Force pick you?
Oh, great question. So I actually picked college, right? And I was like, I don't really want to do this. And so my dad is prior Army, and he's prior Army and prior Air Force. So he's in the Air Force, got out, went in the Army, and retired. And so I was thinking about joining the Army because it had a 2-year enlistment. And so it gives me enough time to figure out if I want to do it or not. And he was like, either you stay in college or you join the Air Force. He was like, you're not going to join the Army. He's like, if you join the Army, I don't want to hear anything about it. So I'm like, you know what? I don't want to stay in college, so I'm going to join the Air Force. So I kind of joined the Air Force because of my dad. And I wanted to like go in the Air Force and travel and just see the world. And he's had such a great experience in it. So I would say I chose the Air Force, and the Air Force didn't choose me. But once I got in, I felt like it was meant to be, like we chose each other. Once I was in. It's
really funny because most people who are, regardless of what your whatever your parents were in, a lot of times they'll either choose the opposite or they'll choose the same
Mm-hmm.
one. But I've rarely heard of a parent saying, don't go in the Army, go in the Air Force or go into, you know
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying?
Yes.
So you're second generation veteran then, right?
Yes.
So am I.
Yes.
So that's very interesting. So let's
Mm-hmm.
talk about what was your favorite assignment?
Oh, this is crazy because I joined the Air Force to see the world, right? I went to like
No,
two
you weren't one of
places.
those people that stayed in one place.
I went to two places. So my favorite place. So it's funny. So I joined, San Antonio, where our basic is at. Then I went to my technical training was in California, and so I'm a Russian linguist. So I was in tech school for about almost 10 months in California, and then I had a two-part tech school. The other part was in San Angelo at Goodfellow Air Force Base. And then from there, I got my first duty station, which was Lackland. So back to San Antonio. And I was there for about 5 to 6 years, and then I went to Fort Meade for majority of my career, and then from there I went back to Texas to Goodfellow. So I really and I
Wow.
retired out of Goodfellow. So I really didn't travel the world. I went Texas, Maryland, Texas, and that was it. So if I had to pick, I would say the Fort Meade area, the DMV, because it was just you had so much to do. Like while it was very expensive, you could not say there's nothing to do. You couldn't be bored. The
Right.
location was ideal because I could, like I said, my dad retired in Georgia, so I could drive to Georgia on the weekends. It was close to, you were close to anywhere.
Everything. Yeah.
Take 95 up or down, and you were
Yeah. You're going
somewhere.
to hit
So
something somewhere.
something, right?
Yeah.
So I love the location. Yeah, it was just that was probably my favorite. We had seasons. In Texas, it's like two seasons, hot or cold. Um,
Or
it's
hot
hot,
and
very hot,
hotter. Hot
hotter,
and
hotter,
hotter.
right? Hotter, hotter. So, like your winter was like January, February, and that was it. Whereas, like in the DC area, you do have your seasons, and the winters are very cold, but you do have spring, you have fall, and you have summer. So, I did like that. You got snow in the winter, so yeah, I probably say that was my favorite station or my favorite assignment.
You're lucky. My first duty station was the Azores, Portugal. And I remember getting on I didn't even know where it was. I got on the
Was
phone to my dad and I'm crying. I'm
right.
bawling. I'm like, where is this? And so, okay, y'all, this is how old I am. This is before cell phones and GPS and all this other stuff. We had to use a globe. And he said, you
Mm,
see those three little dots right there? And I go, yeah. He goes,
mm.
you're on the big dot. And I cried even harder after that. I was like,
Oh.
but in retrospect, it's probably the best first assignment I could have had. It was super quiet. It was a refueling
Mhm,
base.
mhm.
And every 6 months, whether you had leave or not, you got to leave. You got to get off the
Right.
island. So it was, at first I was like, yeah, no, I don't think I'm gonna last here.
Right. I've been here. This is not gonna work. Thought about it.
It's time to go. So Tabitha, how long did you serve in the Air Force?
So I did 20 years and 2 months. Not that anybody was counting. I retired last year. So
Oh, girl, you're brand new with this.
yeah.
So let me ask you, how's your transition been? Now, I know you work for American Corporate Partners,
Mhm.
and do you feel like your transition was pretty easy? Did you feel like it wasn't what you expected? Take us
Mm,
back a little bit.
okay, so I tell people now, like whenever you're thinking about getting out, start preparing to get out. Like even if you re-enlist or you decide, no, I'm not going to get out at this time. Once you have that thought to start preparing, so that's what I did. That's what I did for myself. So I say about 2 years out, I started having that thought because I'm a single parent, right? And I was afraid to get hit for deployment or maybe get an assignment where I could an unaccompanied assignment. And so my family care plan was not the best. It was on paper, but it really wasn't that real in real life. So I was
Right.
like, I need to make a decision for my children. So I started planning for both. I started planning for getting out. I started planning for trying to get promoted. And then I figured when I knew, right? So about 2 years out from my retirement or from when I could be eligible to retire, I started planning like getting my degrees, getting my certifications, not only for promotion, but for, when it's time for me to get out. and also like starting to network and talking to mentors and asking questions. Like, I haven't really ever wrote a resume or had a job interview. So wasn't prepared on that kind of stuff. So I started trying to get those things locked down about 2 years out. So my transition, honestly, was pretty easy because I had already started my company while I was serving. So
Oh,
I
that's
knew
so
like
smart.
right. So I
So
knew I
smart.
wasn't so I knew if I wasn't going to land a job immediately, I was okay because I still had the income and revenue from my company. So that I didn't really have a rush on myself. I just kind of was
Mhm.
like, I'll take it day by day. And like I said, and I planned for it. It just so happened that ACP was literally like right exactly the time I retired. So it went like some months off and then rolled into
Mhm.
ACP. I would say, yeah, it was pretty. And had I not planned for it, I think it would have been really rough because like I said, I wasn't actually, I didn't know for sure until I hit the button December of 21. And I only because I was in November. I remember exactly. It was Thanksgiving. I came to Charleston where my mom is from.
Mhm.
Normally, me and the children had Thanksgiving by ourselves. It's like the first year they were older. I thought I could actually travel with them, take them from Texas to South Carolina, and so we were there having Thanksgiving. And I was sitting there like, man, this is nice. Like they're watching the kids for me. I could go to the store. Like the food is amazing. Just like being around people that I grew up and now seeing my kids play with their cousins because they don't really know family because we live
Right.
in Texas, no one's there. So and that mom like, you know what? Why? Like I didn't know I needed my family until I was there. Like, oh my gosh, I want like this is what I need. So that was like the moment. So there wasn't like any preparation. So from November, I came back in December and I hit the retirement button. And it was like I just knew like that it was time for me to start the
Yeah,
transition out.
it's like a
So
gut thing.
yeah, it was just
You
like,
kind
yeah,
of
I just
marinate on it, and all of a sudden you're like, "Yep, that's the way to
that's
go."
yeah, and I just knew and like nothing negative happened to me. I didn't dislike the Air Force. I just knew that it was time. Like it was
Yeah.
time to and it was also I had a choice now. So I tell everybody
Mhm.
once you stay past 20, it's your choice. You chose,
Mhm.
you chose to stay in. So you can't really complain about PT. You can't really complain about EPRs and decorations and awards
Right.
and trying to get promoted because you
You
chose. Like
chose.
you
Exactly.
chose. And so I wasn't and I at that point I wanted to choose me and my family. So that's why I told my commander, I was like, nothing happened to me. I said, I love what I do. I said, I'm just actually I'm putting my family first now. So I could be actually a
Mhm.
present mother because I always felt like I was picking between work and being a mother
Well, of course,
all the
yeah.
time. Yeah.
You went from one job to the next job. I mean, not
Yes.
that, motherhood
Right.
is great, but it's a job,
It's a
okay?
job.
Let's
Right.
just be real.
Right.
It's you take off one hat, you put on another hat, right? So let's talk a little bit about ACP. For those people that are contemplating getting out, why
hmm
is ACP a good alternative for them? Why would they come to ACP?
Okay. Well, one, it's free. And
Oh,
not
well,
that
I'm
we,
in.
right. Not that we charge anyone a GI Bill or anything. It's just free out the gate. It's a nonprofit. So the things I was telling you about not ever having the right resume or have a mock interview or a job interview, they pair you with a civilian mentor that is in a Fortune 500 company. So say I want to go, I'm thinking about doing marketing like I do. They'll have marketing mentors in several companies and they'll say, this person will come with to talk to you and they'll help you revamp your resume or even write it if you don't have it. They'll help you with doing the interviews. They'll answer any questions you have, like, how do I progress in the career? What's a great starting salary? How do I negotiate my salary? They'll answer all those questions you never had to ask in the military because they weren't relevant. So
Right.
it gives you that security, it gives you that support you need. They're pretty much like in the military, we always say we have to get a mentor so you can know how to make the next rank. You look for a superior, somebody over you that can nurture you and tell you what you need to do as an NCO or senior NCO. It's the same thing, but in the civilian world. And
Right.
so they're helping you grow because like I tell people, everybody has to get out sometime. Everybody has to get out of the military.
Can't
There's one
stay
thing you know about the
forever.
military. There's one thing you can be sure of. You have to get out. Like
The
there's
Air Force is
whether
like,
you
I don't care where you go, but you got to get out of here.
you can't stay here. So right. So preparing for that at any point, having somebody, if you have a question, you could say like, I have a mentor through ACP, and I ask her questions like, because I don't actually know the marketing trajectory. This is my first job in marketing. What should be my next step? So, and I was in the Air Force for 20 years. So everyone needs someone that you don't know what you don't know, right? So this is a person that's lived this life for 20, 30 years. They've done what you've done in the military, but in this field. So they can
Absolutely.
answer all your questions. So that's why it's perfect for people that want to transition out into the corporate world, or even not even just in the civilian world. We have corporate mentors and we have mentors in services and everything. So they just give you that sense of security and that support system you need to say, okay, you're not messing up. What do you need? Let me help you. Sometimes even help you get jobs in companies. It could be you're networking, because right, all the network we built was in the military. So now you have this network in the civilian world, and they can help you broaden that and widen that. So yeah, I think it's perfect. There's nothing. You don't lose. You can't lose. So
right. And there's so much out there. I usually tell people that the difference between when I got out and when you got out, Tabitha, is that I had LinkedIn. Period. ... Now, that's not to say there weren't other things out there. I didn't know about them.
No, yeah.
If they were out there. Now there's so many out there. It's like drinking from a fire hose.
Mm-hmm.
But that's where you take those 2 years when you've made that decision that this is it. And then you take a couple of organizations and you just research. You look at them and say, wow, that sounds interesting. That sounds interesting. And I think ACP is up there. Now, does ACP help you with your resume?
Yes. So the organization does not, but your mentor will. So your mentor will say, hey, send me a resume. I'll look over it for you. If you don't have one, they'll help you. Actually, your mentor will help you write one and draft one. So it's up to the mentor. But yeah, the resume review, like I was saying, mock interviews. There's like steps a part of the mentorship. How to brand yourself on LinkedIn, how to build your LinkedIn account. So there's like several steps a part of the mentorship. But yeah, your mentor will gladly like look over your resume. Like, I paid someone to do mine when I was getting out. I realized it wasn't, what I needed. And so I had my mentor look over it. I had several people look over it, but you don't want to have like 10 people look over your resume. Everybody's gonna have an opinion,
a different opinion.
Everybody's gonna change it. Like,
and you're like, and then you're dizzy. You're like, oh, I don't know what. I don't even know if this looks good anymore.
You're right. I don't even care. Here, just take it. So you want someone who's in that field to look at, because they know like this is what you need. This is why is this not on there? We don't need this and things like that. So yeah, they definitely help with resumes.
So let's talk a little bit about the digital marketing.
Okay.
So a lot of people are very clear on their business. They're very clear on who their audience is, who they're speaking to. And then you get into Facebook, LinkedIn, blah, blah, blah. And that's where everyone kind of goes, oh my, you don't know, it's this blank. It's like you've got the steps and then there's this blank spot and you think, what goes in that blank spot right there? So let's talk about what are some common mistakes that first-time entrepreneurs do that you see all the time?
I would say the first mistake is that they either don't get on social media because they don't know it. So like, I can do well without it. Or they get on social media and they just post like just to post. Like their post doesn't really say what their service or product is. It's just, I'm posting. So I'm posting. I don't know why I'm not gaining any traction. Then you look at the post. But this is why, because your post has nothing to do with what you're trying to promote, or you come out the gate selling. And no one even knows.
Oh yeah, buy my thing. Contact me here. You're like, who are you?
Who are you? Exactly. Like that's yesterday you were in the Air Force. What are you talking about? You wrote a book? You just retired like last week. So that's yeah. So they don't really have because when you're an entrepreneur, you want money. I need money now. So that's what you're thinking. But in like the marketing world, you have to, build brand awareness, loyalty, credibility.
Relationships.
You do that by giving relationships, connections. Yes. You do that by giving value in your social media, not jumping out the gate saying, buy this, buy that. Because people be like, why would I do that? So
even solving a problem. What problem do you solve? So if you were to do that in your post, and
Right.
say, whatever that problem is, people think, oh, who's this person? Oh, she
Right.
has a book. Okay, let me buy the book, not just buy my
Right.
book. And
My
you're like,
book.
I don't understand why my book's not selling,
Right. I sold 2 copies of one was to my mom, and I don't understand why. Like, I can tell you why. I didn't even know you were an author till today. Like,
and it's a learning experience. I have a business coach, and we're getting ready to post, and we
mhm,
want it to be absolutely
be
perfect.
perfect.
And she'll say, do it messy.
Yep.
Okay, learn from it and then up level from there.
Yep.
And so it makes it an easier lift, I think.
Mhm.
If you're thinking about being perfect straight out the gate, you're never going to
You're not.
post squat.
So that's great because I was looking at like my first few posts when I first got on LinkedIn, and I found like I would stop people for a while and read comments and like, but I would never post anything. And so I went back to look at like my first graphics when I started posting. I was like, oh my gosh, like they were
I
not
know.
good.
That's like my first podcast. People are like, have you listened to your first one? I go, I'm not going back to it. I
Not
can't
good.
listen to it. I can't do it.
I was
I
like,
think I have
I
to be
did that.
slightly inebriated.
Yes, I was like, oh, that's so bad. Like, can I delete that and hide that so no one can ever see that? Oh,
I put stuff up that was just, I misspelled stuff.
yes.
But I think, okay, I really think that people understand, like they'll see and they're like, oh, I think that they're more understanding of the fact that, oh, this really is a human. You know what
Yes.
I mean? It's not a
And it also
bot.
shows
It's not
your
a,
growth journey too. Like it shows
yes.
this is where I was and this is where I am now. So everybody has to start somewhere.
Oh,
So
yeah, you got to jump in. So, Tabitha, how, for those people that are scared, not scared, they're apprehensive
yes.
about getting on social media and they know they need to, but they're just, they can't take that step yet. How
Mhm.
does social media help your small business grow and reach a wider audience?
So social media is probably one of the easiest and best ways. And I say easy because well, it's not easy because I'm not getting traction, but it allows you, it's super low cost. It's free. And if you do want to do an ad or boost an ad, you can do it for little as like $5 or $10. And so social media is great because, for example, the guy selling a book that I don't even know, I would have never, if he hadn't put it on social, I would have never seen it. You know what I'm saying? So it gives you an audience, it puts you in the league with people that have tons of money to spend on marketing, right? If you hit the content right where you it's compelling, it's catchy, it's visually appealing, you're able to be in the leagues of people that you normally wouldn't be in without having to pour out tons of money. So it's going to get you that reach. It's going to get you to people that, oh, I saw you on Instagram. Like you did? Like, absolutely. And you have no idea who they are. Or someone that you do know shares your stuff with someone that they know and now they're buying it
Mhm.
because, and so it just expands your reach to audiences and to people that you would not have been able to network with or even connect with
Mhm.
otherwise. Because unless you're in the same location as them and you have a storefront and happen to walk into your store, you're never going to meet these people.
These
So by
people,
not
exactly.
Right. So by not posting, you're limiting yourself. Like,
Mhm.
and so I tell people all the time, well, I'm not getting any likes or engagement. For my business, I actually never have done a post saying what I do. And sometimes in the beginning, I would not get the too many likes on my post. People would go into my DM to say, hey, I saw your post. Can you do this for me? So you don't know how people are actually looking at your stuff without engaging in
Mhm.
it. So just because you have low engagement doesn't mean that it's not working. You just have to,
Mhm.
especially like with LinkedIn, you have to, the more you're present, the more you show up, the engagement will follow. And people will go into your message and say, hey, I saw this. They see you as an expert. Can you do this for me? So you're really limiting yourself, like to this wide pool of people who want to hear what you have to say, who may
Right.
want to who may want to purchase what you have, but they don't know about it because you haven't put it out there.
Well, I think it's also important for people to see you as a person. Like if you always put
Yes.
stuff out there about business, business, business,
Yeah.
I always put humorous stuff out there so people can see my
Mm-hmm.
sense of humor. I call it catitude. But also just funny things, stuff
Yeah.
that catches people's eyes or makes them stop for a second. We call them
Mm-hmm.
scroll stoppers, where they're just like, "Ooh, what's
Right.
that?"
Ooh, right.
But also LinkedIn. I've been on LinkedIn for so long. And I told someone the other day, I was on a LinkedIn Live, and I said, LinkedIn is Facebook's older straight-laced cousin. And I seriously think LinkedIn needs to just lighten up a little bit, because you're like, oh, it's business and it's this. I'm like, can we just insert a little humor here?
Mm-hmm.
It's not Facebook, and I get that, but
Right.
it's so, suit and tie, and and I'm like, that's not comfortable. I'm in like stretchy pants and
sundresses.
Absolutely. So, Tabitha, when someone is doing their social media,
Mm-hmm.
how do you know? So, can you give us an example of how someone knows that their content marketing is successful?
So I want to hit back on something you said. You said not to always post business, and I'm gonna go back to this question. So there's a formula called the content sandwich. So you're thinking of it like as a sandwich. And so if it had 10 layers, you want to do, if you're doing 10 posts, you want 8 of those posts to pretty much be valuable. You're not selling anything. You're not nothing about your business. You're offering valuable information, whether that's entertainment, whether that's humor or whatnot. Those other 2 posts you can do for your business. And so that's how you should kind of do it when you're doing your social media posts. Try to just think of that formula. 8 out of my 10 posts should be valuable and me giving back to my audience, instead of 8 of the 10 posts being me trying to sell to them. And so that's I want to hit back on that. As far as how they can tell if their social media is successful, is one, when people say, like I was saying earlier, oh, I saw you on TikTok, or I heard about you on here. And you go, oh my goodness, and they might never have hit like or said anything on your post, but yeah, I heard about your podcast on Facebook. Somebody shared your post, and also because word of mouth actually is hard to capture or hard to quantify. But when you hear people saying, I found out from this person told me about you, or you're out in the store, you're that lady from, like, oh really, like, absolutely. Then also when you are, like I was saying with me, people going into your messages and saying, hey, I see you posting, like, do you offer this service? Can you do this for me? A lot of people are into, I call them vanity metrics, which is like the likes and the number of impressions. And I only have 20 impressions. And so they'll stop posting, right? But if you push through that, like, if you don't worry about the metrics and you just focus on giving back, like, what's your purpose? My purpose is to inform people entrepreneurs about how to market themselves better. If I focus on that and not that I only got 2 likes, or that, no one commented on that, then I'm going to keep posting. I'm not going to be discouraged because I'm not focused on that. I'm focused on giving back and let people know these tips and these tools.
It's playing the long game.
It's playing
the
long game,
yes.
Right? It always is. So people like will post twice, like, I didn't get anything, then fall off. Especially like it's not gonna work like that.
You're like, wait, we need to give it a little while longer.
You give it a little more, especially on LinkedIn, because LinkedIn promotes. The more you show up, the more we're going to show you to your connections, and then if this person likes it, we're going to keep showing it to this person. So the more, and then someone shares it, okay, now we're going to, so if you stop after like a week, you're not giving yourself enough grace to even be present on the platform. LinkedIn hasn't even noticed you yet, so I wasn't even one else.
Right.
So yeah, I would say to push through, like, because I feel like we are our worst enemy, our own enemy, when we're trying, especially on social, because you want to compare yourself to what someone else is doing. Well, they posted it and they got 100 likes, and you don't know how much likes they had when they first started posting.
Absolutely.
They probably had 2 just like you, and they kept posting, they kept showing up.
Exactly. So how important is it, you have someone who's engaging with you, and I see this all the time, and I used to do this before I had a business, but, I'd share, emojis, all that other stuff. But when you're putting content out there as part of your marketing strategy, how important is it when someone, let's say you post something, Tabitha, and I'll say, hey, Tabitha, this is great. I love this information. How important is it for you to reach back out to me in a post and say, thank you so much, blah, 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 or to reply to me?
Mm-hmm. It's very important. And since we're talking about LinkedIn, it's super important on LinkedIn because LinkedIn supports when you respond to people, then they kind of, it's like your reputation. So the comments on LinkedIn right now is what boost your post. So if someone responds or writes and you write back to them, and you want to keep it going, so you can say like, hey, what did you like about this post? Because then you can go like back and forth. But responding to the comments, if someone shares your post, saying thank you for sharing my post under their post, now people are seeing you and they go, oh, this is a person that actually has time. Because I feel like if people have time to write to you, then you can give a 30 seconds a day to respond to them. So that really helps with the algorithm. That helps with a lot of different, with your reputation, with if that person might be more likely to come back and respond again, or read you have because you talk to them. So not if like you have a connection, a relationship. So it's beneficial in many, many ways.
Absolutely. What do you say to people who say, every platform has its own algorithm? LinkedIn has theirs, Facebook has their Instagram. People say, oh, it's great to post from here to here on LinkedIn and from 8 to 10 on Facebook and 3 to 4. And I'm just like, you know what? I'm posting it. I'm just posting it. I can't get into that because it will make me crazy. So if someone's trying to figure this out, do you just tell them, just post it? Just post it, because you're going to attract some people and then other people are going to tell other people about what they saw. And it's going to be this kind of rolling downhill effect,
Yes. So it depends on your audience. So if I have a store in California, I probably want to post on PT and not ET because that's when my audience is up. If like I'm focused towards active duty military, they're all over. So then I can try in the morning, try in the afternoon, try at night, see what does best. So it's a lot of testing. Like sometimes your audience might be up late. So you could post at 11 o'clock at night and you might get a lot of people liking it because that's who is looking for your content. So it's like a lot of testing.
Are we talking research and development?
Yes, it's research and development. So yeah, it's a lot of testing and then seeing what works. And then you keep doing that because that's
what I do.
Yeah. Just try different times and then see what works. And everybody's going to be different. Not everybody's going to have, 5 o'clock works better for this person, but it might not work for you. So you just have to like try out different times. And then when you figure that out, okay, that post didn't get a lot of traction. I did the same kind of post on this day at this time, and this one did. So I need to make sure that I keep this time and this day, and this is my time and day. So it's a lot of testing and research and development.
So don't get caught in the details. Just put it out there.
Just put it out
and then up level it.
Yes.
I think
clean it up later.
Yeah, because I was like everyone else. I was like, what? Me on social media? I was on social media, but not as an entrepreneur. And so it was like you see it from a different angle when you're an entrepreneur. So Tabitha, one last question. Okay. Who is your ideal client?
Ooh. I think my ideal client, or what my ideal client would be, is someone. So I'm very creative, right? I live in the creative world. So someone who's like, hey, I have this service or I have this product. I want it to be bold. I want it to be colorful. And I don't have any restrictions. I want you to go ahead and think of, what this creative brief should look like, what my template should look like.
Carte blanche.
Just go crazy. Yeah, just go crazy. Just go crazy with it. So you do what you need to do. As long as you use, I want to make sure that's going to have some purple in it. Everything else, I don't care. That I love because it allows me to just think of a lot of different prototypes, a lot of different mock-ups, and then I can present them. Okay, I love all of them, whatever. And also client that pays on time.
that. Oh, yeah.
That's a great one.
I think that's a great answer because when I did my logo, I actually paid somebody to do my logo, and she came on Zoom. We met on Zoom, and she kept asking me these questions. What colors do you like? What do you want it to represent? She asked a lot about me and what I was doing, and then she came back and she says, "Oh, I'll send you 4 or 5 mock-ups." I'm like, okay. She sent me 12. She said, I had so much fun
So
doing this
much.
because
Yep.
I knew, and as soon as I saw it, I was like, yep, that's it right there. I
Hmm.
knew exactly when I saw it. So I think it's very interesting that, so do you do that? You meet one-on-one or
Yes,
via Zoom
I
with
meet.
people? And
Yep,
I
and
love
I
that.
ask them what their goals are, like
Mhm.
what how do they want to sound, and then like what do they want to look like what makes them happy, like if what and so they give me this, and I as they're talking, I'm feeling like, oh, I can see this, like,
Mhm.
and so then when they go, and you can do whatever you want, they're like, oh, okay, and like I'll have
Yeah,
like
that's,
eight,
yeah.
like
She
her
was like,
eight,
well,
12 different.
exactly. I was like, you know what? Just throw it at me. And I'll be like,
Right.
no, no, no. Ooh, no, no,
Ooh.
yes.
Yeah. Right. And it comes out. You could turn them out quicker because you're just so in the zone, like
Mhm,
you said. Yeah, you're excited, so you could turn out a lot of drafts and
mhm,
prototypes quicker than someone says, I wanted 1080 by 1080. I wanted a circle over here, a circle over here. It's like, okay, now I have to think like in a box where my mind doesn't work
mhm,
like that. So it takes a little bit longer to come up with like two
mhm.
versus I can do like 12 when someone says go crazy. So
Have you ever
yeah.
had somebody who said, I want this, I want this, I want this, I want this, and you gave them that and they go,
Yes.
ew, no,
Yes.
I don't
I
like
think I
that.
think like a graphic designer's worst, like the words we hate is like make it pop. Like what? Like because you'll like
What
that's
is,
so
yeah, what does
what
that
does that
mean?
mean? And so like yeah, I like it, but just make it pop. Like I don't know, like it's not
What, you want
pop
it to
enough. Like
move? You want it to
right.
dance? What do you know?
So what exactly do you want me to do? Add a color? Like change the font? Like I don't know what that. Yeah, and I've had somebody where I do everything they ask, and then like they want, okay, we'll change this, we'll change that. So I have had to limit revisions sometimes because like, and also mostly with logos because you can do like 15 revisions and it's still not right. So clearly we're not seeing some things. We're off somewhere. So I did what you asked the first time, and now you have this revision. Now you have this revision. So you have to kind of make sure you have to, as a marketer, know when to like say no. Like if you and the client don't, you're not, you know that this is not something that makes you passionate, that you're not passionate about, and you take on the project, it's going to be so much harder for you to complete. Or if you know this is going to be a tough client, but you just do it because it's the money, you're really causing yourself more
A lot
stress
of
down,
stress. Yeah.
yes, down
And
the
it's
line. So,
hard as an entrepreneur. When I was
hmm.
younger and because I'm in the fitness realm and people say, well, why does it cost so much money? And I would go through all these things and, oh, it's this, is
Hmm.
that. Now I'm just saying, look, I have 14 years experience in Pilates and I have
Hmm.
39 years experiences in the fitness arena. That's what you're paying for,
Paying for,
you
right.
know? So I just do it and they either want it or they don't. And what's
And they
funny
don't
is they'll go down somewhere else. They always come back.
come
They're like,
back.
"Oh, I didn't like it." And I'm like, oh, I'm
Right.
sorry.
Oh, I didn't,
Not sorry."
that surprised me. Right. And so the same thing I would tell people, entrepreneurs, is I had to learn this the hard way. Is like, say you present the proposal, like, hey, I'm gonna do this free, this is how much it's gonna cost. Don't ever let anybody talk the price down, right? So what I had to learn to
Yes.
do was, okay, if I'm asking for 500 and you're saying, what can I pay for? Yes, but I'm going to take this, and this off.
Away. Exactly.
Yep, because I'm
Yeah.
not going to do the same for less. I'm going to do less
Exactly.
for less, and so
That's
and so
that's a
that's
hard
how.
lesson for entrepreneurs
Hmm.
because we want,
Yep.
you know, I can understand having an introductory special or something. I
Hmm.
understand
Right.
that. But
Yes.
you have to be very specific because if
Hmm.
you just say, "Oh, I'm going to do this," and people are going to go, "Oh, well, can you do this and this and this and this?" And you're like, "No,"
Hmm.
and they go, "Well, your special says this," and you're like,
Percent. Yes.
"That's a hard lesson to learn."
Hmm.
But
Yes.
once you learn it, you
Once
never
you
make
learn
that
it,
mistake again.
nope. I have now, like, nope, I will definitely give you 400, but I'm not doing this, or this. And then they go, oh, never
Absolutely.
mind. I want all of it. Okay, all of it is
It's this much.
it's
Exactly.
fine. Right.
Exactly.
So, yes.
So Tabitha, where can people find you if they want to learn more about ACP or they want to learn more about hiring you as a digital marketer for them? Where can people find you?
So ACP's website, we're on all the socials. Yeah, we're on every social, including TikTok. It's funny on TikTok. We're on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and LinkedIn is our biggest platform. We also have our website, acp-usa.org. As far as me, I'm mostly on LinkedIn. So I think it's Tabitha Donnell. I'm on LinkedIn, and then also for my digital marketing agency, it's www.Novaya Solutions, which is Novaya Solutions, which means new in Russian. So
And I
that's what
just
it is.
realized I said it wrong in the
Oh no,
beginning. I
it's
said
fine.
Novaya,
I welcomed you to your
Novaya.
own
I love
podcast.
it.
Like I welcomed you to your like we're good. We're good.
Oh, it sounds so.
We're good.
Well, Tabitha, thank you so much for being a guest on the podcast. It's been a lot of fun, dishing about digital marketing. A lot of what I talked about today, I didn't know 2 years ago. I did
Right.
not. And so I think that I've grown as an entrepreneur and as a person. And that's what you want, to just go out there and just do it. Do it messy and then get better. People are going to notice and then they're going to start to comment. They're going to start to like, they're going to start to share, and they're going to start to reach out to you. So as always, thank you, Tabitha, for being here today.
Thank you for having me.
You're so welcome.
I love it.
Please take care, stay safe, take care of each other. And as always, it's never too late to start your impossible.